guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nay, or Renee, Nay for short, if you're new. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. So today's video is inspired by two books that I've recently read. Oprah's A Wisdom for Sundays, as well as Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. I will leave both of those books linked down below. They have completely shifted my mindset. I had so many aha moments from these books, and I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of the inspiration that they gave me and some life-changing things that I've learned from those books. So today's video is going to be all about the ego. 10 signs that your ego is controlling your life. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. First off, I'm gonna explain what is the ego. When it comes to your spirituality, the ego is basically your false sense of self. It's who you think that you are. Our thoughts and our past experiences. It's what we perceive as who we are. Name, favorite sports team, personalities, experiences have all kind of created this false sense of self of who we are. But really, we are actually the consciousness behind all of these perceptions of who we think that we are. We are not what we put out into the world, if that makes sense. Eckhart Tolle describes it as the voice that can hear your thoughts. That stillness, that's who we are. We are conscious beings and we are all one. We have our physical body, but we also have our consciousness behind that. And then we have our ego, which is our false sense of self. It's like where we put our personality, basically our human roles. So the first sign that the ego is in control is that you take things very personally and you put something personal on every situation or thing. You kind of create this narrative in your mind that every experience or every person that comes into your life, you kind of judge the experience or person and you put like a personalized twist on it. You create judgment and beliefs and it's based on what you think this person should be, or you're kind of comparing it to your life, and you just kind of put this personalization on every little thing when in reality it has nothing to do like with your false self. It's that little voice in the back of your mind when you go out throughout your daily routine and your daily life that kind of puts things in your perspective and your belief. Like if somebody treats someone a certain way and you're like, well, they shouldn't do that because I was raised to do this or whatever. If you see the way someone dresses and you think it's weird because that's not how you dress, you just kind of like create this judgment and narrative in your mind of like how it should be or how it, shouldn't be based on who you think you are. If that makes any sense at all, I'm trying to explain, but it's like hard to grasp. And I completely forgot like where I read this from, but I read the narrative part, like the narrative voice in your mind. I'm pretty sure it's Oprah's book, but it's just basically like you just feel the need to like personalize every situation. In reality, it's just like it's just happening. Like there's no judgment and beliefs that you put onto it until you actually start creating it in your mind. So the second sign is that you separate yourself from other people. Whether you think some people are above you, some people are below you, you compare yourself to other people, when in reality we are actually all one. There's actually a universal law. It's actually called the law of divine oneness, and it just means that we are all connected, everything seen and unseen. I've actually created a video about the 12 universal laws like quite a while ago. I'll leave it linked on the screen if you guys want to see it. It's definitely one of the most life-changing things that I've come across, and the law of attraction is one of them. There's actually 11 more universal laws that are so interesting, and I'll leave it linked on the screen. Seeing yourself above or below other people or comparing yourself and your situations to other people's is really your ego in control. We are all one. We are all consciousness. We all have that voice in the back of our mind that can hear our thoughts. Number 3 is that bad things are happening and bad feelings are coming. That could be drama, conflict, complaining. Playing the victim also is a big one. The ego thrives off this. They love negative situations and negative energy, and having your ego play the victim, you actually gain a lot of sympathy. You can easily manipulate other people. You get a ton of attention, and the ego just thrives off that because it makes them feel higher than everyone else, and it craves that attention and that need for something that is part of the external world. It's not even something that we physically need. You're creating kind of these like unnecessary problems in your mind by complaining or creating these negative situations by, reading and feeding off of drama and gossip. You avoid a ton of responsibility when you play the victim. One thing can happen to all of us, and there are infinite amounts of reactions and ways to go about that one situation. You have have no control over certain situations. It's how you react and how you perceive things. So if you're reacting out of negative vibrations, like creating conflict, liking conflict, creating gossip, listening to gossip, all that negative stuff that you know is just like not good energy, and you're putting that out into the universe, you're actually playing a victim and your ego is in control and it's loving it. Don't do that stuff. And if you find people around you doing it, look into yourself and see if you're putting that energy out there and in turn receiving it as well. Number 4 is your why. A lot of times we have all these goals and aspirations to be certain things, but the why behind it, if you're doing it to prove a point to somebody or make yourself higher than other people, and it's creating this unnecessary need for approval of other people or something, that's your ego in control. Again, we are all one. If you're doing it to improve your spirituality, improve your higher self, and you're doing it just out of the goodness of your heart and helping and spreading that love throughout the universe, that's one thing. But if you're doing it to like compare yourself to other people and get higher and make a ton of money and get external things, physical things that don't really matter at the end of the day, that all stems from the ego. All those things are creating this sense of who you are, and again, comparing yourself to other people, and you're creating this difference between you and other people, and you actually lose touch with reality because you're not into the realm of being divine and one with other people. So the 5th thing is seeing other people as their psychological makeup. And I got this, I'm pretty sure from Oprah's book, but I think it was an Eckhart Tolle quote. So that's like double the books. The psychological makeup is basically their financial situation, what they put out into the universe, and what they put out for other people to define who they are, like their personality, their family, their wealth, their job. But when you see other people for the consciousness of who they are and you're connected to them spiritually, it's kind of like namaste in yoga. Namaste means the divineness in me honors and respects the divineness in you. Basically meaning that we are one, and we are one with energy, we are one with the universe. And so when you see people like that as like other spiritual beings and other consciousness, that's a great thing. But if you're seeing other people and you get like jealous easily, or again you complain or you gossip about them, you're not seeing them for the true of who they are, and you're seeing them as like their psychological makeup that they put out into the universe. You're seeing them for their ego rather than who they really are. The 6th thing is not loving and taking care of yourself. You are one with yourself. We are all one. So if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not taking care of anyone else, because we are all connected, and in turn you're seeing the ego and everyone else rather than who you are. Once you start becoming more self-aware and understanding your consciousness and understanding the divine oneness and stillness in you, you see that in other people and you can properly take care of them. And this actually a quote that I read in Oprah's book, it even plays a part into like parents. They see them as like their child, and it's not their child, like they are one, but the child is also a one in consciousness. So if you're not taking care of yourself, you cannot take care of your kids, because you're not understanding the importance of oneself, and you therefore don't understand the importance of them as well. And you see them as like your property and your creation, and so you can manipulate and control their life and kind of push your beliefs and your false self and who you think you wanted to be, and you're pushing that onto another consciousness. So once you understand and reflect on your consciousness and understand and grasp the consciousness and stillness within you, you can in turn relate that to them. Your ego won't be in control. So you have to love and properly take care of yourself, understand your stillness and oneness in order to do it with other people. The 7th thing is that you define yourself. That is saying I, me, I do this, I do that. You're defining yourself as having something, and that can go with emotions as well. Like if you're upset, I am upset. No, you're not upset. You are feeling upset. It's a flow. Life is a flow. So when you see yourself and define yourself based on your thoughts, you are not your thoughts. That's another thing that Eckhart Tolle describes. You have thoughts, but you are not your thoughts. When you start defining yourself based on things like emotions and thoughts and situations in life, that's the ego taking control. That's not who you are. Like I said, that's your psychological makeup. That's your ego. You simply are, okay? Don't say I am whatever. Just say I am. You are the thoughts behind your thoughts, and that's what Eckhart Tolle has describe to me. So the 8th thing is envy and jealousy. When you become envious and you see other people as above you and you become jealous of what they have or what you think that you should have that they have, that's all the ego. Again, we are one. No one is higher, no one is below. We are all conscious beings. So when you see other people, you know, succeed in life and you get happy for them, that's a really great way to know that you're thinking in terms of your consciousness rather than your ego. Because you're creating happiness and joy and your vibration is high and you're not comparing yourself to other people or comparing their situations to you. So the 9th thing is holding on and not letting go. And that could be with a manifestation, that can be with past experiences. You're creating this attachment and this desire to like make the past something that it can't be because it's already been. You're moving that past moment into the present moment, therefore not being aware of the present moment and not really truly being. When you are being, you are in the present moment and you're focusing here and now. You're not thinking of the future and you're not thinking of the past. Forgiving yourself, letting go, and just realizing that the past has already happened. You let go of things that should or shouldn't be. That's when you create oneness within yourself and you become present and fully in the moment rather than, you know, stemming from the ego and creating a victimized role when you're thinking about your past and what it should and shouldn't have been. And when you think in the past or you're not letting go, you kind of create these repetitive thoughts in your mind and you go about it so much that your whole day and present is up here. You're not even like here right now, you're in here and you're just repeating the same thing over and over and over. There's no like solution that's gonna happen. It's gonna create a more powerful thought. It's gonna strengthen those emotions and those negative vibrations the more you repeat it, and repetitive what ifs, and it's just not here and now. So when you let that go, you can really just feel a weight lifted off your shoulder. You're in the present moment and you're no longer stressed or worried or anxious because you're thinking of the now rather than the future and the past. So the 10th and final thing is putting blame on yourself, other people, or situations. Life happens. It's up to you how you react and how you perceive it. Life is gonna happen, okay? All these events, everything is going to happen. Again, there's infinite reactions to situations and you create your reality based on these reactions. You create your experience. Life is gonna happen. You have no control over what is thrown your way throughout life or what events you have or what people come into your life. It's just simply flowing. The only thing that you have control over is your perception of the things that are happening and your reactions to them. So make it a good one and don't put blame on external forces that are uncontrollable. Control the things that you can control. When you start putting blame on external sources or people or even yourself, that is negative vibration and that's the ego speaking. So just make sure that you're aware of that, and next time things happen, instead of blaming other people or situations, notice that life is just flowing. Shift your thoughts and change your reaction of the situation and watch your life literally just change because it's all positive rather than negative. So that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If I missed anything, let me know. If you guys want me to make another video about the ego or if you have any other video requests, definitely let me know. Again, I've linked the 2 books down below if you guys want to check them out. These are the 2 books that I've recently read that have inspired me to make this video, and I just want to share that with you guys. I feel like I had like a ton of aha moments with those books. Please give this video a thumbs up and I will see you guys all in another video soon. Bye guys!